Wanna know what's dumb about gaming? Subscriptions. First off, why do we even need these? They're pointless. Maybe for online connectivity, but that's also be pointless. But let's get to the reasons as to why they say it's dumb. For one thing, a lot of people credit Microsoft for the start of the whole subscription stuff, but really, the first one that I can pretty much can tell is from Sega, because they were ones that made Sega.net for the Sega Dreamcast. But they seem to try to also do online stuff back in the Saturn days, but nothing really got into it. The Dreamcast was the one that really pioneered the online scenery in consoles, because we had a whole bunch of games that had online in there. Even had some DLC, which I don't even know anything about that one for the Dreamcast, but that's a different story. But anyways, the first one is definitely in the Xbox department or whatever, because they ended up charging people online for Xbox Live. Sometimes that was where you can get some add-ons or whatever, like expansion packs, map packs, whatever. But sometimes map packs come in terms of like standalone cases, like Halo multiplayer pack for Halo 2, and sometimes like we got Game of the Year edition of Morrowind, and also the standalone version of Doom 3's expansion pack. But it's like this. It's like the subscription stuff is so dumb. Let's just pay $60 a year just to play online. While PlayStation and Nintendo were doing it for free. Yeah, they were doing it for free long before they even had their own dumb subscription stuff. Why do we even need this? It makes no sense. But PlayStation started doing this during the PS3 lifespan. Well, maybe the halfway point of it. They were offering you like discounts and like so-called free games. So are you really getting them for free? But that's always up for debate. One of the dumbest things too was that you have to rebuy games even though you already own them. So maybe that's another story for another time, but you get what I mean. But if your subscription expired, you can't play the game that you supposedly own. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you got that game for free? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't play that. You gotta renew our subscription fee. And don't tell me otherwise. You know it's true. Don't be kissing up to those subscription fees anyway. One of the other things about the subscription fees are so-called Game Passes and PlayStation Pluses and whatever. Yeah, something that you use to play games with or something like that, right? You buy a so-called subscription, and then it's like, well, we're removing your favorite game. Well, do you particularly own these all for free? No, you don't own them all for free. You play them, they remove them, and they want you to buy them. They're like, oh, it's the biggest deal in the world. Really? Do you even see any purpose in Game Pass at all? Really? Do you see any of that? I tried Game Pass because I was given it to me for free from Microsoft of all freaking things. Why? I didn't ask for it. They were like, hey, here's your Game Pass. I mean, it lasted 6 months, which is impressive, but I only got that so I can play Stalker 2, which unfortunately got delayed. Thanks. You see the point here? You get these Game Passes and whatever, and they'll just start removing games like every month now and then. PlayStation, Xbox. But Nintendo doesn't do that because they only use that for like retro games like NES, Super Nintendo, the 64, the Game Boys, Sega Genesis, which is surprisingly, despite us getting a Genesis collection on Switch at one point, which you'd think it'd be pointless, but they do at least come with its own controllers, which I gotta say it's cool. But the difference is that Nintendo is cheaper, while companies like PlayStation and Xbox are raising their prices up to stock. No one asked for this. And I swear I have no idea why they're even doing this in the first place. And PlayStation only increased the price because they included movies in their freaking tier. Who's gonna buy it? Like, I don't buy subscriptions for movies or whatever. Like, who cares? I don't watch these dumb movies, and despite this, all these movies are getting removed from their own libraries, so that's an equivalence. So it's like, you see what I mean? You're not just getting subscriptions out of thin air. You're getting these things and they're just removing them whenever they feel like it. It doesn't matter if it's gaming or movies. And yeah, movie does belong in this catalog because PlayStation and Xbox has them in their catalogs too. In case you're all wondering why I included it in the first place. But you see the point here? They'll remove things whenever they feel like it. And your guys are going to like it. That's kind of like their thing. And cloud gaming. Who asked for this? Cloud gaming. Yeah, let's just require internet. No, let me remind you guys. Not everyone has perfect internet. And I have to keep making the same argument, but some people don't seem to really understand you when you say this. When you have internet, it's not always guaranteed to be perfect. Sometimes you need stronger internet, and it's sometimes not enough. And it's dumb. Who asked for cloud streaming? You know, that's another thing about that. Xbox likes to brag about it. It's like, oh, it's a cloud stream, dude. It's cloud stream. No one asked for this. Like, stop. So why don't you focus on making games that are, good, instead of always advertising Game Pass. And Game Pass this, Game Pass this, Game Pass that. That's all they ever do. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna buy Game Pass if they're gonna keep up like this. Yeah, I know it's also on PC, which gives players on computers the opportunity to play Xbox, but what's the point? You already have the Xbox games on your PCs regardless. I mean, sometimes in the Xbox Marketplace, there's a cross-buy progression or whatever, right? Like, you get this one game and you get the other game. You got Sea of Thieves, you got Gears of War, and you can basically install on your computer if you really want to, if you connect to your account on your computer. But it just makes no sense, I just don't understand why people will go out of their way, buy a subscription, and that they keep paying the same amount of money every month, every year, or whatever. It just makes no sense at this point, Like, can I have one that's yearly, not monthly? You know what I mean? It's just so dumb and awkward. But the PC, you get it for free, It doesn't change the fact. I mean, PC, you can play online for free. No restrictions or nothing, no subscriptions or nothing. It's been like this for like several years at this point. I just don't understand how people still buy Game Pass this day. They're like, oh, it's a good. They act like it's a good deal, but really, it's not a good deal. You're just paying the same amount of money. They claim that you're saving money, but you're still getting these games removed. So technically, it's just nothing. Yeah, I know. I was just bragging about Game Pass being dumb or whatever, but PlayStation does the same exact same thing with their own dumb Game Pass, competitor or whatever. Like, whatever they're trying to do. They're trying to compete against Game Pass. Like, nobody asked for this. I don't even care about Game Pass. Like, who cares? Just let me just play online. Yeah, I know that the Xbox now does this Game Pass Core. At least they give you a couple of games, but you still have the accessibility to play online, and it's far cheaper than this. Sure, there's not that many games, but I think supposedly they change it for like every year at this point, which I don't care. But just don't take away the game that I'm trying to play. It's like buying a game twice. You buy one because of subscription, and then when it goes away, you have to buy it again. You know what I mean? I just don't understand this. How do people fall for this? But yet, they all fanboy over it. Even on Twitter. Especially on Twitter. Yeah, I know it's called X. It's Twitter, and we don't care. And my whole point in terms of like subscriptions like this, why can't we have the option to preserve? Because getting them removed from this whole Game Pass or Game Pass competitor or whatever, it's just dumb. If people want to play the games, they should have the option, not the other way around it. And honestly, I think I went on too long about Game Pass and whatever, but I think you guys get the point.